Hi guys, you're right. Just checking everything's working. I think it is. If it's not working, I'll find out. But yeah, I hope everyone's good. I feel like I haven't been here for ages. When was the last one? I think it was Wednesday. But yeah, I hope everyone's good. Erica says, hey, how you doing, Erica? Durwood says, good morning, champion family. How you doing? Hope you're well. Morning for you, afternoon for us. But I hope you're well. Hope you're good. Fish says, can you live tonight gaming, please? I'm in today, lol. I'll try. I'll try my best. I tend to be pretty exhausted after the football ones, if you know what I mean. I'll try my best. If I can, it will probably be like 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, we'll see. I could do tomorrow. Does tomorrow work? Tomorrow might be a bit better. Let me know. Bagwell says, hi, how you doing, Bagwell? Hope you're good. So, Harry says, hello, how are you? Not too bad, pretty good. How are you? I finished Silent Hill 2. I finished the game. A pretty morbid ending, to be honest. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone here is going to play the game, so I can kind of spoil it. But it's like a horror game, and you're spending the whole time looking for your wife who's missing. And then you search through a hospital to find her. You search through a police station to find her. You search through the neighborhood to find her. You search through a hotel to find her. And in the end, you find out that you can't find her because you killed her 2 years ago. And I was like, what? That's the big reveal. And I was like, okay, interested. But yeah, finished that. It was good. Darwood says, hi. Nunes with a hat trick today. Ooh, we will get onto that. I'm seeing a lot of, quite frankly, silly takes online that I'm sure we'll discuss in a bit. Harry says hi. Harry says, I'm all right, thanks. Good to know. What's the next game then? I signed up for Game Pass. I've been playing Call of Duty. It's all right. Same old thing every year. I don't know what I'm gonna play tonight if I can. Because Fish is asking me to go live. I'm not sure if I can. I'll try if I can. So in terms of the next game, I'm just kind of trying things until I find something that sticks. Archie says Rio scored. Indeed he did. DBLFC says on holiday in Ibiza currently, but decided to jump on. Very nice. How's Ibiza? I've never been before, but I'm sure it's pretty good weather, and yeah, hope you enjoy that. Yeah, so here's the thing on this. I have prepared a thing. Don't worry, I have prepared a thing. And to be honest, I had a lot more Man United players, and then I ended up taking them out because it's some like random youngsters, and I'm like, who's that? Like Heaven and Harry Amas, and I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about these guys. So I kind of reduced it down to just the main guys. But yeah, on the topic of Nunes' hat-trick, which Durwood mentioned and Archie also mentioned. So apparently there's a closed doors game, Liverpool versus Stoke today. And I'm like, what? Why is it a closed door game? Like, we would have loved to watch that, because I think the last game was last Saturday or last Sunday, and then today there was nothing, and then there's a game next week. So I was like, why couldn't they just show it? I've got an LFC membership. Admittedly, I've only got it for 1 month because they gave me 1 month free. But I would have liked for them to have shown the game. But yeah, so Nunes got a hat trick. I think Rio scored, and I think Chiesa also scored. And Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Equally, I'm not reading too much into it because it's pre-season. It's a fitness exercise, but it will increase his value. The fifth time you finished Black Ops 6 for the fifth time, it's got to be good then. I mean, if Harry's played this game 5 times, it's got to be good. I'll admit, on the Call of Duties, I never play the single player. I just play the multiplayer. But yeah, the multiplayer is good. Lucho says if Ekatike works on his finishing, he could be the best striker in the Prem. His dribbling is amazing. And then Ozzy also says, what do you think about Ekatike? Honestly, meh. Like I've never watched the full game. I watched some highlights. I'll admit I've never been particularly convinced. Like his finishing is okay. His dribbling's good. He's not particularly fast. But I'm happy and willing and kind of ready to be proved wrong. I must be missing something, and I hope I am missing something. But when I watch it, I'm like, what? and the price is quite expensive as well, isn't it? Like 90 million. Cengiz says why. Again, I'll admit I've not watched any kind of full games of Ekitike. But when I watched him, I failed to see kind of what he excels at. But on the flip side, this is a data signing. So you'd like to think they're seeing something that we're not. And I was thinking back, when was the last data signing who was a striker? Does anyone remember? I was thinking about this in the shower. I'm sure you didn't need that information, but I was thinking, who was the last data signing who's a striker? I wouldn't include Firmino because I don't think Firmino was bought as a striker. You're right. Adam's right. I didn't think of that. I was going back to Daniel Sturridge, and I was thinking, was Daniel Sturridge? Was he the last data signing who was a striker? But no, Adam is correct. I'm wrong. Adam is correct. It was Jota, yeah. So with that in mind, does Ekatike seem similar to Jota or not? Because I don't think they're... Similar-ish, I guess. But yeah, I don't see it. But these people, I guess, are kind of employed to do this. So I'm cautiously optimistic that I'll get proven wrong, and I hope I get proven wrong. Cengiz says, "Don't drop the soap." I don't use the soap. Soap dries out my skin, and it's only me in my house, so I think I'd be okay. Miles says first half hat trick. General says, hey, I think I said it before, keep David. I'll be honest, today doesn't change anything. We've got a representative data sample of 3 years competing at the top level. A hat trick against a championship team in pre-season doesn't change anything because it's not a representative data set, right? Your representative data set is how does he do in the Premier League? How does he do in the Champions League? If we flip this on its head, and if Stoke won 5-0 today, we'd say, oh, it's just a training exercise. It doesn't matter. So for me, even if it was PSG today, it wouldn't change anything because it's a pre-season game. You've got kind of varying levels of fitness. I mean, I hope it boosts his value, but it shouldn't really change this transfer strategy. Harry says yes. I like the multiplayer, just can't be bothered, need to record campaign. Fair enough. Boldy Eyes says it's not 90 million. Yeah, 90 million euros. So is that like 85 million pounds, 80 million pounds, something like that? I was wondering where you are. I was wondering this the other day. I was like, what happened to Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfort? But hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Durwood says anyone else feel like Newcastle is holding Isak hostage? It certainly feels like that. It certainly feels like that. It's I said something about this yesterday, but I can't remember. They've said he's happy at the club, but equally they left him out of the Celtic game. So I'm thinking, if he's happy at the club, why are you leaving him out of games? Something doesn't look right. And I think your hostage description is potentially quite accurate. I feel like he wants to go, and Newcastle are saying no. But it is the thing is, even though I understand it from Newcastle's viewpoint, because even though we want him, he is their player. He is under contract with them. And I'm just trying to think, if the tables were turned, how would I feel? I'd feel like, you know what, he's our player, go away. But from Isak's perspective, I do think he wants to join. What will happen? Let's see what happens. Apparently there's more money, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of the kind of silly takes I'm seeing as well is that, oh my God, Liverpool are spending so much money. It's like, hold your horses. Liverpool didn't spend anything the last transfer window. They didn't spend anything the transfer window before that. And they didn't spend anything the transfer window before that, other than Chiesa for £10 million. So typically, like, you're saving your money, right? It's not like they spent 500 million last window, 500 million the window before. No, they've saved their money. They've saved their funds, as they always say. And I think, as they said at the start of last season, money is available, but we'll look for opportunistic signings. So that's what they're doing. It's like if you make £100 a day, for example, at work. So if you make £100 a day at work, then after 3 days, if you don't spend anything, you've got £300. It's a similar sort of thing. Nunes hat-trick versus Stoke. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. I think words could unlock the proper Nunes. To be honest, not for me. I think I unfortunately think it's beyond that point. I think Salah did a good job last year of kind of quote unquote trying to unlock Nunes, but I just think it's beyond that point. And I think things are getting a bit reactionary now because it is Stoke. It's like Nunes is a heavy... Again, I don't hate Nunes. I'm just looking at the data. And for me, a data set of... As someone who's worked as a data analyst before, a data set of 3 years is more valuable than a data set of kind of one game. And if I am to use like a boxing analogy... Partly because I was watching boxing last night, the Usyk match, the Usyk game. It's like Nunes is a heavyweight boxer, right? And he's consistently getting knocked out by other heavyweights. And then we put him against the middleweight today in Stoke, and he knocks out the middleweight, and we're like, yeah, he's gonna knock out the heavyweights. No, he knocked out a middleweight. So I just find it a bit reactionary. Yeah, £69 million. That was it. I had my Roller Fort account nearly banned. Is that your Twitch account? I think your Roller Fort... Is that Twitch? Is that Twitch or YouTube? But it's good to have you back. Adam thinks Isak still signs. Yeah, I got a feeling it could happen. Our second game, away versus Newcastle, that will be quite interesting. Is it Cengiz says Newcastle best striker, Alan Shearer most goals? Yeah, he's got the record. He's got the record currently. Messi or Ronaldo? I think you've got name. Is that Messi in your picture? I can't see, but yeah, I would go for Messi. Who would you go for? Your local geometry dash player. What is dash? Is that a game? Estevao to Chelsea, good signing, yes or no? I mean, yeah, it looks like a good signing. Looks like an encouraging signing. So yeah, it's some. If you're a Chelsea fan, it's something to be excited about, I think. Dawood says, I'm so sick of these rival fans complaining that we're spending money, but the past 2 or 3 seasons they banter us because we didn't spend. Jealousy. Yeah, that's the thing. there's always like some sort of excuse. You know what I mean? It's like either Liverpool are broke or Liverpool spend too much money. There's never kind of spending the right amount of money. And kind of as we were going into the specifics earlier as well, it's three windows now where Liverpool haven't bought anyone. So you think first, the amount of money they've kind of saved up is massive. And I was explaining this to somebody yesterday that if it makes you feel better, so you know there's three windows where Liverpool haven't bought anyone. If it makes you feel better, pretend that they bought Frimpong and Kirkes 3 windows ago. Pretend that they bought Ekitike 2 windows ago. And pretend that they bought Wirtz this window. That averages as basically one player a window. Cengiz says Maradona R9. Footballers and Eduardo say Rashford to Barcelona. How do you guys feel about that? Are you Man United fans or Barcelona fans? Who do you think is going to win the Prem? I genuinely think Liverpool are going to win the Prem, and it's a bit misleading because I don't always say this, and you're going to think, oh, Liverpool fan thinks Liverpool are going to win it. But from my perspective, like Liverpool have strengthened heavily. I don't think Arsenal have strengthened because I think Madueke is trash. I think Chelsea have strengthened. I think Chelsea will be a threat. I think Man City will be a threat. And I think Newcastle would be a threat if they keep Isak. Let me just catch up here. Mason Jason Aviation, still my favorite username, said you 100% overpaid for Ekitike. I can't lie. I'm slightly concerned we may have. But I guess I also thought we overpaid for Van Dijk. I also thought we overpaid for Sadio Mane. So I have been wrong in the past. I guess we'll find out next season. Frimpong will not reach the level of Trent. He's different. He is different, Gravy. Again, I'm like keeping my eyes and ears open. Rashford to Barcelona. Keh Wapo. How you doing, Rebecca? Barcelona will win the Premier League, says Eduardo. That might be a bit difficult. Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or, says the footballers. Honestly, at this point, like, I'm beyond caring. I really wanted Salah to get it, but I don't think Salah's going to get it. The legend of TikTok says Isak isn't happening. We should save time and buy Holjund for 150 million. I'll be honest, I wouldn't take Holjund for free. And that's not me being disingenuous. I genuinely would not take him for free because then we've got to pay his wages. I think John here knows what's up. Nunez is not playing another competitive game. They will not pay his next installment. Yes, I totally forgot about that, but you are correct. That is also why I think last season, towards the end of the season, he wasn't played because of the financial aspect. Swap Nunez for Holjund. No, thank you. Cengiz says Chelsea is back. I think Chelsea will be threatening. I mean, Chelsea have signed some good players. And the thing is with Chelsea, right? Even when Chelsea are not having good seasons, they still manage to win trophies here and there. You know what I mean? Like, they can have a poor season, but they'll still get a trophy. And then they can have another poor season, they'll still get a trophy. So I mean, Chelsea have got a way of maintaining standards even when things are not going well. So I think next year they're going to be dangerous, man. Arsenal haven't threatened. They've got Zubimendi, exactly. I think Arsenal's main concern is the striking department. And they've signed Madueke, which is just a complete waste of money. They need to stop signing Chelsea rejects and just sign players who can be effective in the league, rather than signing players from Chelsea who have not been particularly effective. Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? Probably Yamal, probably Dembele, something like that. I think the thing is with Gyökeres is he's Portuguese league. I'm a bit mentally scarred from the Portuguese league after the whole Nunes situation. I can't lie. Your local Geometry Dash player, Jade fan. What's Jade? Is that Jade from Mortal Kombat or is that a different Jade? Chelsea would finish second next year and win the Carabao Cup. I think Chelsea would be very dangerous next year, genuinely. Genuinely. They've got good players, they've got a good manager. Good midfield. Starting to get a pretty good attack now. I think Chelsea will be dangerous. Chelsea will be proper dangerous. Liverpool signing a right back who can't defend to replace a right back who can't defend. Yeah, why break the habits of a lifetime? To be honest, it doesn't bother me kind of too much. If I'm honest, I think Liverpool. There were a lot of people who were saying Liverpool should get a defensive right back, which I didn't necessarily agree with because I think Liverpool have the ball a lot. And the majority of teams kind of tend to play a low block against Liverpool, so I'd kind of favour having someone who's a bit more attacking. To be fair, spirit of LFC fans, what's happening to Simicast? Simicast. Okay, let's go through each of these one by one. I think Simicast will probably go, and I think Robertson will probably stay. I think Gomez will stay. I think Ramsey, as in Calvin Ramsey, will probably go on loan if he's not in hospital. Reece Williams will leave. Harvey Elliott, unfortunately, will leave. I think Baccetic will leave. I think Endo will stay. I think Morton will leave. I think Doak will leave. I think Chiesa will stay. I think Diaz will leave, and I think Nunes will leave. R.I.P. Diogo Jota, says footballers, 100%. I think I'm going to get a shirt next year with Jota's name on it. Maria Nafis, keep Sal loan. Yeah, to be honest, that's probably that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing right now. So I'll try and dovetail with the comments. Leighton, aka Dexter, aka Rollerfoot, says should have signed an oldish striker. All the young strikers becoming one season wonders. I hear ya. Is there any particular oldish striker you would have gone for? Chelsea win conference and World Cup. I think Chelsea would be. I think Chelsea will do better than Arsenal next season. It's becoming a bit of a running joke that Arsenal always finish second, but I think Chelsea will do better. Jayden Dans asks the general. I like Jayden Dans. I hope he stays in the first team. Because when he goes out on loan, it doesn't seem to really work out that well. I want him to stay in the first team, kind of learn from Salah, learn from Wirtz, learn from Gakpo, and then maybe next year go out on loan. Let's see. How you feeling about Isak? I think it could happen. I haven't 100% thrown the towel in just yet. I still think there's more. There's more to be revealed on this. I've got a feeling. There's too much smoke. Molsari says hi. Dre Laka says Mateta. I wouldn't mind Mateta. Unfortunately, apparently the Mateta door is closed now that Ekatike has come. But I like Mateta. Your local geometry player, Jade fan, says, what's your opinion on Cole Palmer next season? I think Cole Palmer is great. I think he'll do well next season. I think he'll link up quite well with João Pedro as well. And for me, he's the best number 10 that England have. I think he's better than Foden. I think he's key to kind of how Chelsea play, and you saw that in the final as well. So yeah, he's like, I know he's not available, but if he was ever available, I think every club should be in for him. But he seems to have kind of cemented his place in Chelsea, and good for him. Ben thinks Chelsea will win the league. It's certainly possible. I think it's certainly possible. I think Chelsea are dangerous, man. Keep Bruno Maguire and okay. Yeah, we should start populating this soon. Actually, let's populate a few. Bayern, he's their backup keeper, right? You might as well just keep him. I know he's not particularly good, but you might as well just kind of keep Bayern. Tom Heated, I think he's their third choice keeper. He's English. He's fulfilling the quota that they have to fulfill. You might as well keep him. Onana, on the other hand, I'm sorry, Durwood. I know you were being sarcastic. Onana is absolute dog turd. He is terrible. Sometimes I purely watch Man United just to see the mistakes that he's going to make. He still hasn't seemed to have learned how to kind of cover his near post. I think Man United can do better than him. I'd sell. So there's 3 done. Let me see if we can catch up. Lewandowski from Barcelona, Leighton, do you reckon? Jamie says, how many goals do you think Ekatike is getting this season? The Ekatike one's a weird one. Whenever I watch him, I haven't been particularly convinced, but I'm hoping I'm missing. If he gets 15, I'd be very happy. Rashford to Barcelona. That's another weird one. So it's a loan with an option to buy, I believe. And Barcelona are gonna cover his wages. I guess he can do a job for them off the bench. I'm sure 66 will love that. But here's the question: it's a loan with an option to buy. Do you think Barcelona will take up that option, or will they give him back? Spirit says you'll never walk alone. Mason Jason said keep. I think that was to Bayern, I believe. Let's do a couple more. Mazraoui I'd keep. He's pretty new. They haven't really given him an opportunity yet, and he looks alright. He looks decent. Similarly with De Ligt, this is a lot of keeps, to be fair. I think he's okay. Again, he came into a bit of a, you could say, toxic-ish environment. There's no point. If you were to sell him, you'd lose money. So I think kind of keep De Ligt. Jade Fan says Chelsea would be cooked without Palmer. That's the thing, though. I think even without Palmer, they'd still be pretty good. But I think Palmer's the centerpiece to many aspects. Cengiz says, "Are you Maguire fan?" Not particularly. Spirit says, "How you doing?" Dale says, "Good afternoon, mate. How you doing, Dale? Hope you're well. Hope you're good." Liverpool need a centre-back, CDM, and a number 9. I am with you with that, 100%. For me, those are in terms of what's remaining with respect to the transfer window. That would be the priority. I think a striker for Liverpool is the top priority. Then maybe a centre-back. Then maybe a CDM. Maguire, what are we saying for Harry Maguire? 2 seasons ago, I would have put him kind of firmly in Sal. But I think last season he seemed to do a bit better, and I think additionally, Ruben Amorim now he plays 3 at the back. So given that Amorim plays 3 at the back, there's more protection for Maguire. So I'd probably keep him. Because if it was still 2 at the back, I'd be like, yeah, Salim is not good enough. But considering he's got more protection, I'd probably keep him. Cengiz says Palmer Ballon d'Or. I really like Palmer, but this season as an overall, I wouldn't give him the Ballon d'Or. But apparently he's quite high. He's quite high on the ranking. Netta says, how excited are you to see Wirtz playing his first match? Super excited, man. Super excited. Apparently there was a match today, Netta. But it was behind closed doors. I'm hoping they show some highlights on YouTube or something so we can see how he did. Calcin says, Sal Martinez. I was thinking that. I think he's... I think Martinez is a bit overrated for what he is. And I think equally, if they were to sell him, I think they'd get a decent chunk of change for him. I think they'd get a decent amount for him. Because we can't keep everyone. So I'd probably sell Martinez. Cengiz says, please Maguire. As in what? Do you want to sell Maguire? Like Mason Mount, I'm surprised I'm keeping so many of these, but like if you were to sell Mason Mount, what would you get for him? Because they paid like do you like Frank says, do you cuddle after you kiss a guy? After and before. You can't miss anything out. Villa's keeper said no. Oh right, so Martinez said no. That's interesting. So is there any news on whether Martinez, and this is Emi Martinez, is there any news on whether Emi Martinez is gonna stay at Villa, or is he gonna go to another club? Loomis says Martinez at most maybe 40 million. That's probably a fairish. Do you reckon that's a fairish amount for Lisandro Martinez? I reckon that's a decent amount for him. Mason Mount, like I would sell him, but again, like they're not going to get any money for him, so you might as well kind of keep him. Because I believe they paid about 55 million. What's the most you could get for Mason Mount? Maybe 25. Might as well just keep him around. Footballers is back. Keep Garnacho. Yeah, we will get there. We'll get there shortly. Frank Black says lol with respect to the cuddling question. Spirit of LFC fan says you're intelligent. Appreciate the kind words, Spirit. Alan, how you doing? Alan says Frank, I bet you do. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it for what's his name? Edison, 3 million. Like, what? Like, when did this happen? Like, I know Alisson's better, but surely he's worth more than 3 million, Edison. Like, what's going on there? And like, if City let him go, are City gonna get somebody else? It's bizarre. Shay Dempsey said hi, hello. How you doing? Hope you're well. But yeah, keep Mason Mount. Purely because no one's going to buy him other than somebody who's going to kind of rip you off. I'd be tempted to sell Fernandes. This is going to be controversial, but I think Fernandes feels like a remnant of the old, and I think Man United need to kind of move forward. I think that's one thing. Secondly, I think if they were to sell him to Saudi, I think they could get a lot of money for him. So that's the flip side. The downside is he's their talisman. He seems to be the only one with a bit of desire. Can I put somebody half? Netta says Ekitike is joining Liverpool and Isak is most likely staying at Newcastle this season. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't think the Isak thing is completely done. I think there's going to be more turns in this tale, should we say? Lippert says Sal Martinez, yeah, because like I think they'd get a decent amount of money for him, and I think he's a bit overrated, to be honest. Finley says howdy, how you doing, Finley? Hope you're well. Yeah, the reason why I'd probably keep Maguire and Mount, number one, they fulfill the English quota, and number two, like you wouldn't get any money for them, because like Mason Mount they bought for 50 million, let's say 55. Who's gonna pay anything like that for Mason Mount? The most you'd probably get for Mason Mount would be 20. So you'd be taking a massive loss on him. Like financially, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Thomas Bishop says, hi, hello. How you doing, Thomas? Hope you're well, Thomas. Hope you're good. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Like I could quite easily say, like if a Saudi club is offering even what you paid for Mason Mount, which is 50 odd, I'd be like, yeah, sell him. But I don't think anybody wants the guy. I don't think anybody wants it. The most you'd get, I think, is probably like 25 million. And even 25 million would be, a club would have to be silly to offer 25 million considering he can't stay fit for more than 5 seconds. So you might as well just keep him, because I think to sell a player, there has to be a team who's willing to buy that player. And I think nobody's willing to buy him. Finley says, Bruno will probably go to Saudi in like a year or two. Plus, they rely on him too much for scoring penalties. Yeah, and I also think, with respect to I almost think they have to sell him to kind of move on and come up with a new way of playing, similar to what they're doing with Rashford. Because Bruno feels like a remnant of the old. I think sometimes you have to destroy something to kind of recreate it. I think that's the first side of the coin, and I think additionally you'd get a bit of money for him. Like nobody's paying any. We can say sell Mason Mount. Nobody's paying money for that guy. We can say sell Harry Maguire, but nobody's paying money for that guy. We can say sell Bayendia. Nobody's paying money for that guy. Nobody's gonna want them. But I think Bruno, people will want him, and I think he's got a reputation, a positive reputation. So you might as well. I think you might as well sell him. Netta says we can get Isak for a cheaper price next year if he doesn't renew at Newcastle. True. I believe he's got 3 years left at his in his existing deal, right? So with 2 years left, I think pressure starts increasing because they get concerned then that nobody will buy him. Johnny says, hi, how are you, Mamacita? That name will never not be weird, but I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How are you doing? Connor would keep Bruno, Heaven, Euro, Manu, Delect, Martinez, Ahmad, Dogu, Xerxes, sell the rest. Fair enough. United are destroyed. Yeah, they played Leeds yesterday and they drew 0-0. Again, it's a pre-season game. I won't read too much into it, but yeah. What more can you say? Johnny asked what we're doing here. We're doing keep, sell, loan for Man United. We did it for Liverpool the other day, and then I think I asked at the end, we should do it for, is there any other teams people want to see it for, just for a laugh? And we said, let's do Man United. BSH, Kudsi and Mufasa. Unpopular opinion, Bruno is not a system player. I'd agree. I think put him in any team, it'd be good. But I think the flip side is he's got value, and I don't know how many more years he's got left at the high level, so it might be worth just kind of cashing in at this point. Thomas asks, what winger will Man United sign? The only good one they've got is Diallo and Garnacho. Yeah, maybe we can do those now. I think Amad Diallo is a definite keep. I like him. He's a good player, Diallo. Garnacho, I think they're going to sell him because of his attitude and all that. If we were to do this purely from a football perspective, I'd keep him because I think at least he's effective. At least he's effective, right? At least he gets goals. At least he gets assists. At least he also shows a bit of desire. But I don't think you can take the attitude side out of it. So with that in mind, I'd probably sell him. Like he is a good player, but if he's a bad egg in the dressing room, I think you've got to get rid. Do we know who's taking Nunes? Because not going Napoli, yeah. Hopefully Saudi. Hopefully Saudi. He scored a hat-trick today, so hopefully that boosts his value. But hopefully Saudi. I think you have to sell him this window. Because the longer you keep him, I think the more his value goes down, and I think if he's to play one more Premier League game, we then have to pay Benfica 10 million quid. So yeah. Bruno Fernandes is a good player, but I think kind of given his age, and I think this team needs to move on. Sometimes you got to make the hard decisions. Like Patrick Vieira was very good for Arsenal, but they just had to kind of sell him to move on. Do a keep sell loan for Barcelona? Yeah, that could be the next one. What about Rashford probably going to Barcelona? I'm sure Johnny will be happy about that. Johnny wanted Rashford. It's interesting. So apparently there's an option. To buy. There's an option to buy, but Barcelona are paying all of Rashford's wages. It's an interesting deal. Will it work out? I'm not 100% sure, but considering they're not paying anything for him, it's probably a decent deal. Cengiz says you don't like Turkish league. Look, I put Bayındır in keep. I think Bayındır is Turkish. I think. No party like a Yamal 18th birthday party. Indeed. Which striker will United sign? Says Ampolfo Atto Jr. They bought Cunha, right? Did you watch the game yesterday? I didn't watch the Man United versus Leeds yesterday. Was what's his name? Was Cunha playing as a striker yesterday? I didn't see it, but I think there's rumors that they might be in for Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo would be a good signing for them, and it shows a change in strategy, right? In the sense that traditionally they'd always kind of go for the big names like Zlatan or Varane or Casemiro, but now they're not going for big names. I think now they're going for players who are perhaps not the most famous, but they think they can add value to the team. So I think if they were to get Mbeumo, it would be a good signing for them. I hadn't thought about that, Johnny, but you might be right. Man United need some fullbacks. Dalot not too bad. Yeah, I think Dalot's decent. Where is he? I think Dalot's decent. He's fine. I'd keep him around. Apparently he's good. He's turned into a bit of a leader in the dressing room as well. So yeah, keep Dalot. Dalot's fine. Ehsan says keep Martinez and Bruno. We were just kind of discussing the logic for signing those earlier. And Mbeumo is that signed now, Thomas? Is that confirmed? I think he's a good signing. I think Mbeumo is a good player. And as we were saying, it indicates a change in strategy. They're not going for the famous names anymore. They're going for like the less famous names, but that will fit them as a team. And I think that's the right thing to do. So I'm a bit concerned that they seem to be getting into order now. Hassam says keep Money Mace. He is there. I was keeping Man because I think no one's going to buy him. So you might as well just keep him. Cengiz says best striker Icardi. Icardi's pretty good. I didn't know you played chess, Johnny. I'm quite impressed. I can't lie. I'm quite impressed by that. Have you been playing chess for long? You must have been. If you're in a tournament, you must be pretty good at chess. I'm rubbish at chess, but no, I'm quite impressed by that. I can't lie. I'm quite impressed by that. Not just the fact that you play chess, but that you're actually in a tournament. That's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Netter says Frankfurt is not playing Hugo Ekitike, so he doesn't get injured. Yeah. I think they had a game yesterday, but he didn't he didn't play it because he's coming to us apparently. Thomas says it is choose money over loyalty. United should sign Nunes, says Abras YouTube. United should sign Nunes. I bet he will miss a double hat trick every match. Yeah, we've had 3 years of that. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But actually, if United signed him, it would be quite funny. I read something. I read something yesterday that Newcastle might want him. I mean, that's. I'm starting to feel sorry. If we get Ekitike and we get Isak, I think that's not a good look on Newcastle. And I think if we give them Nunes in return, I think that's borderline bullying. What more can you say? Ampofo Atta Jr. says United to sell Onana and bring in Emi Martinez. That is something that was rumoured. Earlier in the season. Apparently he doesn't want to go there. I think Durwood was saying earlier. But Martinez is a top keeper. He's a top keeper. Cengiz says yes. I don't get the joke. David. Because I get it, but is there a pun in there that I'm not understanding? Maybe I'm just being a bit slow. Martinez is not injury prone. He gets rushed back from injury by Ten Hag. He won't be under Amorim. I'm not sure I agree, because I think Amorim plays 3 centre backs, right? So I think with Amorim there's an even bigger desire, surely, because Amorim needs 3 centre backs, not 2. So is the risk for Martinez being rushed back not greater, because now there's a need for 3 centre backs there? Again, I could be talking nonsense. Johnson Little, I don't know who this player is, to be honest. What position is this player? I thought that said Coutinho at first, but it doesn't. Thomas says, oh right, so you're saying he chose money as in Man United over loyalty to Thomas Frank? Maybe. I guess Spurs also have European football this year, right? So that does make it a bit odd. Johnny says, I've been playing chess since I was 6. My first tournament was a local tournament when I was 10. I play small tournaments still for a little bit of prize money. It was my first love. That's amazing, man. That's good to hear. Keep at it. It's keeps the mind sharp. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed. I'm not very good at chess, and to be honest, I don't know the rules. But I'm impressed that you do. Cengiz says Shakan. Ehsan says Ehsan thinks Lisandro will be thinks it was more of a Ten Hag issue. Maybe. My only concern with that is United play with an extra centre back now, which may increase the tendency to bring him back, but who knows? Abras thinks Benjamin Sesko will be best for United. I think Sesko would be good. I think Sesko would also work quite good at Arsenal. But yeah, I haven't heard I haven't heard much about Sesko recently, to be honest. Luca says 3 at the back will never work in the Premier League. I think especially the way Amorim plays it, which is weird. Like when it was Antonio Conte a few years ago, that one worked. But with Amorim's, it's really weird because he's got like 2 midfielders and they're both really slow. So he'll have like Casemiro and Mainu. And I think just having 2 midfielders in the Premier League, you'll just get swatted by like Gravenberch, McAllister, Sabazlai, or Joe Linton, Guimaraes, Tenali. You constantly get 3 versus 2, and I think additionally, a lot of teams, they play box midfield. So like a defender will go into the midfield, or a striker will come back into the midfield. So then suddenly they're not just 2 versus 3; they're 2 versus 4. But yeah, I honestly don't think it's. I agree with you that I don't think it's working particularly well. Thomas says he's good. Cengiz says stop joking. I haven't been joking about anything. Not today. Yakarez was. What's TGE? Tell me what TGE is. Johnny says, why didn't you sleep well last night? I was watching from the camera I have in your room. You were. I did sleep. I thought I slept quite well yesterday. According to my watch, I did. If I can find it. Oh, it's been cleared. But I got a notification on my watch this morning saying you slept really well last night. YNWA 13549 says hello. Hello. How you doing? Hope you're well. Thomas Bishop says, I am enjoying this channel. Appreciate the kind word, Thomas. Enjoying you being here also. Thank you very much. Allez l'homme. YNWA est français. Je parle un peu de français. J'ai étudié le français dans l'école dans 2005-2016 pour 3 années. So speak a bit of French. And I think he's saying, let's go Marseille. I think that's what he's saying. Inzaghi had it perfect, but his defenders are like 40. Yeah. Casemiro, Real Madrid missing. I think he's getting on a bit from an age perspective now. Netta says Leverkusen's first team lost to the under-20 Flamengo team. Oh, that's a great start for Ten Hag, isn't it? Again, I perhaps won't read too much into pre-season, but equally it's quite funny. I can't lie. Abras YouTube says Gyökeres would be the perfect fit for United since he was a beast under Amorim, but he only wants to go to Arsenal. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure Gyökeres works that well in the Premier League, but so with that in mind, I'd love United to get him. Where does Bruno fit in the system? Yeah, that's another good point with respect to why I've got him in the sell box there. You now over Mars. Thank you. Netta subscribed. Appreciate that, Netta. Thank you. Cengiz says Ten Hag was young Ajax coach. He was back in the day. Thomas is saying hi. Johnny says, do you know a streamer called Let's Play Some Games Badly? He is a stupid old grandpa and he looks like you, but you look better than him. Interesting. I do know him. I think he sits over there. I think he sits on that side. But I think that's who you're referring to. So let's see who else we've got. Rasmus Holjund, utter dog turd, complete waste of money. I'm sure he's a nice person, but atrocious. Joshua Zirkzee, utter dog turd. I'm sure he's a nice person, but complete waste of money. Like similarly, like for these two, I don't think you'd get much money again. So you could say, hey, you were saying the same thing about Mant, but I think Hoyland and Zirkzee, they are younger, and I'm hoping they've got a better reputation on the continent so that you can get a bit of money for them. And I think with Cunha coming in, with Mbuemo coming in, potentially another player coming in, I think their time would perhaps be limited. But just sell them and move on, man. Sell them and move on. Lucas says that as a Bristol City fan, I'm so out of touch with these transfer prices. I'm happy with an £800,000 player. As a Liverpool fan, like even I'm a bit out of touch with the prices, to be honest. Like, I appreciate it's not my money, but I hear that we're signing a France youth team striker for £70 million, and I'm like, what? That's insanity. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just crazy how much transfer prices inflate in excess of the rate of inflation. So I think like monetary inflation is like there, but like football inflation is like there. It's crazy. The sums that like £70 million. Imagine what you could do with £70 million. Heck, we could give everyone here. We could split the £70 million amongst everyone here, and it would change everyone's life. And it's like that much for a football player. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Cengiz says playing for final Premiership. Abras says Gyökeres has amazing physical. He can be great at air duels and body to body. Do you think he's fast enough though? Has he got the pace? Premier League's a very fast league. Air fryer cursed. Why is air fryer cursed? Air fryer is like the best invention ever. Sal Bruno, he was the best player last season. He was good, but equally, I think from an age perspective, he's getting on a bit. And I think you're gonna have to sell him in 2-3 years anyway. You might as well do it now when you can get a bit more money for him, and you can rebuild. I think Saudi will pay a lot of money for him, so you might as well just kind of move on now, I think. Man United won't get in top talent. Agree with that. Pablo says Ekatike isn't that good. One decent season. I agree. I'm quite concerned. I won't lie. I'm quite concerned, but I'm hoping and eager to get proven wrong by the Liverpool transfer committee. Johnny says enjoy your next 24 hours. That's a bit morbid. Like, what? Why are you saying enjoy your next 24 hours? Like it's going to be the last 24 hours you ever have. Abras says, I don't think Holjund's that bad. The pressure's what's stopping him. He's only 20. I mean, 22. Yeah, but like the pressure in the Premier League's not going to go down. If anything, it's going to increase. And I think the longer you leave him, the more his value declines. So I think you might as well sell him now before his value kind of depreciates further. H says keep Delo. Yeah, I think he's decent. Yeah, that's what I mean. As kind of B100 saying there. Wish Bruno went for 100 million. He is the best player, but he's 29 and his value is going to go down. And I think the flip side is you're devising a new way of playing with a new coach. It doesn't make sense to center your new way of playing around a player who's 29 and is going to be gone in 2 years. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to keep him as the focal point when he's going to be gone in 2 years. So you might as well sell now, get money in, and get like a 23-year-old in who you can build your team around. It will change Johnny's life. It would change your life, but if you win a few more chess tournaments, that could also change your life. H says Delo's horrible. I think he's decent. I don't even like Man United, but I think Delo's all right. I think he's okay. Blake says wish this is B100 from before. Wish Bruno went for 100 million. He's our best player, but what, he's 29? Yeah, and his value is gonna go down 100%. And as I was kind of alluding to earlier, it doesn't make sense to build a new team around a piece that is gonna be gone soon, because then when you take him out, you're gonna have to do a rebuild again. So that's personally what I'd do. It's a tough decision. Luca, who supports Bristol City and who I agree with that fees are getting out of control, says currently I feel like Dembele is the most expensive in the market, and in my head he's a £60 million player. Yeah, I mean we're in a silly timeline at the moment where every decent player is around the 100 million mark or thereabouts. Johnny's younger than Yamal, so am I. Actually, maybe not. Paul C says Bruno's attitude is not the solution at United, it's the problem. True, I hear you. And the whole crying and rolling around the floor doesn't help either. Abras says we should get Emi Martinez. for goalkeeper, but Amorim prefers Onana because he can handle pressure. I don't think Onana can handle pressure. I'd argue Onana is terrible under pressure. I think Martinez can handle pressure because he's won the World Cup. He's played in pressure situations. I think if you were to get Martinez, I think he'd be a solid upgrade. Did you see the Nunes hat-trick? I did not. Apparently it's been played behind closed doors. But I'm hoping they filmed it and they'll put it on YouTube or something. Johnny says it's a small tournament, don't play much, but it's still good, man. It's still good. It's still a good hobby. It's a good hobby. Nuno Mendes is amazing, especially this season. Leslie says we had to take the 100 million and get Baleba and Rios. Is that with respect to selling Bruno, Leslie? Yeah, so you'd sell Bruno for 100 million and get Baleba and Rios. That to me makes sense. Because then you're buying young players and then you're building a team around young players. It doesn't make any sense to me to build a team around this guy. Hello, do not build a team around me because I'm going to leave in a few years. So I think Leslie's suggestion makes sense. Ari says, when will Arsenal sign Gyökeres, lads? I haven't seen much on that recently, to be honest with you. There was some talk earlier in the window, but I haven't seen much recently. Who's that goalkeeper for 17 million we're looking at? Is that... I should preface this by saying I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not a Man United fan. Just to make this obvious. So I'm not too sure. Hopefully they show the highlights. Yeah, I hope so. I signed up for the Liverpool All Red membership. They give you the first month for free. Maybe they'll put it on there. You could sign up for that and then cancel it after a month. So yeah, maybe they'll put it on there. Maybe they'll put it on YouTube. Can't believe Ekitike is worth more than Bristol City's whole squad. Yeah, prices are getting ridiculous on there. It's crazy. Cengiz says Ten Hag play with Ajax. Frankie de Jong, Martinez, De Ligt, de Jong, Moroccan guy. Is this your as in this one? Moroccan guy. This Moroccan guy. Although maybe we'll call him Moroccan guy from now on. And Onana and Brazilian guy go to Betis, as in Anthony. We haven't got onto Anthony yet, to be fair. Chris M says Leeds. How you doing, Chris? Good result yesterday against Man United, 0-0 draw. I think that's pretty good, right? Pretty good for Leeds. You're right about that, Johnny. You're right about that. Back then we can get Cristiano for 70. Now we get Mbeumo. Yeah. Prices are getting ridiculous. Thank you for the roses. Is it Ethan possibly? But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Ivy's Garden says, do you think we'll do it again this season, mate? I think so. And like when we won the league in 2020, like I didn't do streaming back then, but someone asked me back then, do you think we'll do it again? And I said, it's going to be tough. But I think this year, we've strengthened in the right places. So we've bought Wirtz, we've bought Frimpong, we've bought Kirkers. We're going to buy a striker. I think we've strengthened significantly a team who did very well last year. And I think the flip side is, I don't think Arsenal have strengthened at all. And I also feel like Madueke is rubbish. I think Chelsea have strengthened. And I think if Newcastle keep Isak, they'll be dangerous. And I think Man City will be dangerous. But I just think as an overall, like I'm not even being biased with this, as an overall, I would favour Liverpool, given that they won it last year and they've strengthened significantly. Ivy's Garden says, I hope we do it again for Jota and Andre. You'll never walk alone. 100%. 100%. I've got good confidence as well. I've got good confidence. In this year, which is weird because, like, if you asked me last year, I'd be like, new manager on a slot. Hopefully, we can get second or third. Like, the point I'm trying to explain is that I'm not always cocky or arrogant. I feel like I'm genuinely quite realistic. But I think this year, looking at what Liverpool have done and looking at what everyone else has done, I think it's night and day. Abra says, we haven't been the same same team since Sir Alex left. It was a bit bizarre because when David Moyes came in, he kind of got rid of all the backroom staff. And you could also argue got rid of the kind of winning culture at the club when he did that. But you are right. B, who is Blake, I think, says Mazraoui's really good. I think Mazraoui's good. He's a good player. Of what I've seen from at United and at Ajax, he looks pretty good. Thumbs up from Chris of Leeds United fame. Lucas says, another thing I don't understand is United loaning out players they have no intention of using again. I'm with you. I'm with you with that 100%, because I think all they're doing there is they're pushing the problem to a later date rather than solving it now. They're pushing it to a later date, and I think in a world of kind of contracts and football, by pushing something to a later date, you're going to probably get less money for the player because they'll have less time left on their contract in 1 year. It's a bit chaotic and a bit unorganized. Ivy's Garden says, I think so too, mate. Thanks for your answer. No worries, mate. Alexander asking said, Liverpool. Yeah, I think Liverpool will do quite well this season. But I do think Chelsea will be up there. They're starting to plug the gaps that they had. Like their attack, like their midfield was good, but their attack didn't look great previously. But now they've got Pedro. Now they've got Neto. Like they're starting to kind of take shape. They've gotten rid of Madueke. They're probably going to get rid of Jackson. I think now they're starting to take shape now. Do you think the title race will be closer? I think so. Yeah. I think Chelsea will be. I still think Liverpool will win it, but I think Chelsea will be up there. I think Man City will be up there, and I think Newcastle will be up there if they keep Isak. Yeah, as Blake says there, Liverpool strengthened a lot after winning the Premier League, and can solidly win Premier League for the next 3 years. Yeah, I think especially since they've gone for very young players, like Wirtz is 22, Kerkez is early 20s, Frimpong's young. What's his name? Ekitike, I think, is 22. So I think that's a positive. Yeah, I think as a Cengiz says, I think Chelsea will definitely be up there. We got very lucky last season that other teams struggled more than us. Yeah, I think it will be closer this year. And what stands out the most is perhaps the Rodri injury. I think Rodri being back for Man City makes them a lot more kind of formidable. Chelsea play another level and they are back. They are back indeed. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Cengiz loves a good player team. Yeah, 100%. Ivy's Garden. Yeah, that is weird. United are just hiding the fact that they are falling the yeah, it's not good. It's not. Yeah. I'm trying to remain civilized and not say what I really think. But it's I'd be slightly concerned. But equally, I think the transfer strategy now seems a bit more sensible. Rather than going for the big famous names, they're going for like Mbeumo, who's a good player. So I think maybe things will turn around for them. Take care, Johnny. Enjoy the chess. Hope it goes well. Bruno loan. No, Bruno is in sell. The middle column is sell. Unpopular opinion, United will get top 4 and surprise everyone. There is zero chance that happens. I don't think they're going to jump up from like 16th to 4th. I think if they can get mid-table, I think that would be good signing for them. Because I think Liverpool are ahead of them. For United to get top 4, that means either Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal or Newcastle or Villa. A couple of those finish below them. It's absolutely not going to happen. That top of the table is stacked. Lucas says, my unpopular opinion is United will benefit so much if they get relegated. I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. Why sell Bruno? Because kind of, as we were explaining earlier, he's getting on a bit from an age perspective now. And you're doing a rebuild. And it doesn't make sense to do a rebuild around a player who's 29. You'd rather get the cash from Saudi now and kind of move on. Bode would loan Martinez. You could, but then he's not like a young player, so I'm not sure what that would achieve. Like if they don't want him, it would probably make more sense just to sell him and kind of, you know, it would probably make more sense to kind of sell him and get the money in. Fish says hi. Me, if I was a Man United, I would sell all. there was a temptation to sell all. I can't lie. Okay, Rashford, I'd probably sell, to be honest. I don't really see. They're loaning him to Barcelona, but that to me kind of more feels like moving the problem to next year. It feels like they don't want to deal with it now, or they haven't gotten organized enough to deal with it now. So like, yeah, we'll just sell him, and next year we'll figure something out. Next year, when he's got even less time left on his contract, we'll figure something out. It's like, just get the money in now, man. Get the money in now and reinvest it. Fish would loan Bayendia to Gornik Zabje. You wanted a Liverpool goalkeeper the other day. Was it Mamadashvili you wanted? Do you badly need a goalkeeper for your team? Ben says hi. Bode says, yeah, sell him, yeah. You might as well. Just get the money in. Get the money in that you can reinvest. Mr. Default says, now we're talking. we are talking. You might disagree with some of these. So the top one is keep. The middle row is sell. I had a feeling. Sell Bruno, are you mad? The logic we were giving for that is he's 29 now. And Man United, they're doing a rebuild. And it doesn't make sense to do a rebuild around a player who's going to be gone in 2 years. Because in 2 years, you're going to need to then do another rebuild. Apparently, Saudi are interested. I think if you can get £100 million in for him, you might as well just kind of get the money in and kind of move on that way. I appreciate he's a good player, but sometimes you have to destroy what's there. You have to kind of destroy what's there to kind of move on. It feels like to a certain degree kind of what happened at PSG. You know, when kind of PSG had Neymar, PSG had Messi. I think you need to sell those players for the other players to kind of step up, I think. Fish's top 10 hottest footballers. Number 1 is Podolski. Number 2 is Watermelon. Number 3 is Cigarette. Number 4 is Daily Blind. Number 5 is himself. Number 6 is Pep Reina. 7 is Marmouche. 8 is Van Dijk. 9 is me. 10 is John Cena. Well, I'm happy to be number 9. Mr. Default says he's the reason we're not in the championship. True, but I think you'll be better next season because I think you've got this guy. I think Cunha's a good player. I think Mbeumo's a good player. I just think you need to kind of wash yourself and kind of have a shower and have a bath of kind of the old and just get rid of the old and kind of build anew. And I think the good thing about selling Fernandes is you'd get money for him. So it's controversial, but I think it's a bit simplistic to kind of keep the good players, sell the poor players. I'd probably look to sell him, to be honest. Fish says, Harry's not here. He told me he was avoiding you specifically. Fish got a keyring, a Liverpool keyring. Very nice. Good choice, man. Good choice. Very good choice. Paul Edwards says, up the Spurs, only North London club. The biggest club in North London. Certainly by last season. Nice trophy. Won the Europa League. I think have you got Kudos? Have you got Kudos in now? I think you have, haven't you? Kudos is a good player. I think Spurs will do well next season. It'll be interesting to kind of see how Thomas Frank does. But yeah, I love the fact that Spurs won a European trophy before Arsenal. Yeah, Mbeumo's another one. Mbeumo will be. Somebody was saying earlier that deal is done now. If it is, that's a good deal. Only good United player was Januzaj and Falcao. That's interesting. Of all the players to pick. Netta has said the score in Liverpool's friendly against Stoke today was 5-0 to Liverpool. Yes, I'm still a bit disappointed that they haven't broadcasted that, but hopefully they put the highlights on YouTube. Is this Malacia? He's new, isn't he? What would people do with Malacia? I'll be honest, he is fine. I like a lot of people don't seem to like him. Well, considering Mr. Default says sell and Bod says sell him in capital letters, I think you made my mind up. I'll probably sell him. Opinions on Mbeumo's transfer. I think it's a good transfer, and I think it shows. I think it shows a difference in transfer strategy. Like back in the day, but like previously, they'd always kind of sign the famous players, like the big names. But now they're not signing the big names. They're going for good players who are not like super famous, but that's probably a good thing because they'll put more effort in. You know what I mean? So I think it's a really intelligent signing, and it's the fact that it shows a difference in transfer strategy. The fact that they're not going for big players, they're going for less well-known players who are Premier League proven but can still contribute and can maybe take the step up. I think it's a good deal. Apparently he got frustrated and he said no. Is that Mbeumo? Yeah, I've sold Malacia. Booba Bass says man is not a team. I agree. Can you come to Tunisia? I could do. No, I haven't been before. Do you think Wissa from Brentford? Yeah, Wissa's a good player as well. I always like it when kind of teams sign players who sign kind of Premier League players who are ready to take the step up, because then they don't have to adjust to a new country, right? They can kind of hit the ground running. They're already familiar with the speed of the league. They're already kind of familiar with the temperature, the climate. It's just less for them to kind of get used to. They're already familiar with the language. Like for me, it's the logical thing to do. And it's kind of how Liverpool did their rebuild. Like they got Robertson from Hull. They got Wijnaldum from Newcastle, you know. Sadio Mane they got from Southampton. Adam Lallana they got from Southampton. Van Dijk they got from Southampton, you know. players who were at, you could say, lower Premier League clubs, but are ready to take that step up. So I think from a transfer perspective, it makes sense. Fish showing his love for Podolski. I will let him know. Oh, that's why you said my love Podolski is playing. CR7 says, hi. Thank you for that, Ethan. Appreciate it. Am I saying it right? Is it Ethan or is it something else? Let me know. Xerxes as a backup 10, really? Xerxes? The reason why I put Xerxes in Sal is I did not feel like he did particularly well this season, and I think if you were to sell him, I think he'd still command a decent fee. Yeah, Premier League proven players. Did Liverpool not get Van Dijk from Celtic? No, from Southampton. Southampton got him from Celtic, but Liverpool got him from Southampton. Please come to Source on Tunisia. What is Source? Is that like a restaurant? Ah, okay. Nice. Good to hear. Who's this guy? Dogu. Patrick Dogu. Is he a left back, this guy? This guy. He looks very happy. He's quite new, to be fair. I think you bought him in January. So, I mean, considering he was bought in January, he probably hasn't really been given much of an opportunity yet. I think loan wouldn't make sense. I think Sal wouldn't make sense because he hasn't been given much of a chance. You'd probably keep him around. Bode says keep. Mr. Default says keep. Fish says loan all to Hell FC. Load all to Hell FC. Bode says he's a solid left wing back. He's been given opportunity. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. And I think equally he's new. I think he's new, isn't he? You bought him. You bought him in January, so might as well keep him around. Let's move some of these players up. How are you doing, Jenny? I did watch it. It was good, right? It was good. Usyk knockout in the 5th round. It was a vicious knockout. I know he got the knockdown first, but then the kind of left hook to knock out Dubois, and Dubois' mouthpiece went flying. I saw that and I was like, he's not getting up from that. Usyk is just a class above, man. And like Dubois was trying, he was being aggressive, but like Usyk just kept countering him with a jab, just kept jabbing him in the face. I think Usyk's movement is just too good. But yeah, I watched the main event. Did you watch it? Mr. Default says, yeah. Bold says, yeah, you bought him in the winter window. Yeah, you'll keep him around. Okay, Casemiro. I'd probably sell Casemiro. But like equally, like, do you feel like you'd get much money for him, or do you even care at this point? Do you just want him off the books? Let's see what people are saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 says Dogu pants not good enough crossing. Maybe. I think the flip side with Dogu, he is quite new, so let's give him a bit of a chance. Jenny says, take your Liverpool glasses off. You always say that, Jenny. I feel like I don't wear Liverpool glasses. I feel like I'm quite unbiased. Where do you think Jack Grealish will end up this season? At what club? Probably somewhere abroad. I haven't really seen much interest in him, to be fair. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he's decent, but I haven't heard or read any rumours about it. I guess his wages could be a bit of a stumbling block. Bold would loan Casemiro. Alex would sell. Bold would loan to Fenerbahce. Alex would sell because of the high wages. Mr. Defoe says he should have gone last season. Yeah, I think he should sell. Like he didn't have many particularly kind of good games last season, you could say. I think he's probably a bit too slow for the Premier League. Apparently he's on like 350 grand a week, which is ludicrous. How much did you buy him for? For some reason I've got 70 million pounds in my head. Don't tell me you paid 70 million. Would it be like 50 or something? David Vickers said hi. How you doing, David? Hope you're well. 70? Are you for real? Why? Why did you pay? I don't even support Man United. Why? Okay. So if you were to sell him then, I do agree on kind of selling him. What do you think you could get for him? Could you get like 20, or is that ludicrous? Fish says Fish is weird. I agree. I feel like United should get someone like Nkunku. I think Nkunku is waiting to be unlocked. I still think there's a player in there. I appreciate he's had injury concerns, but if he's available for kind of super cheap, it might be worth. Oh yeah, 70 million is crazy. Ali Papa 67 with the ghost emote. How you doing, Ali Papa? Hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 disagrees and says keep Casemiro. We need experience. Casemiro's better than Ugarte. I don't care. Do you reckon? I reckon Ugarte is decent. Good tackler. Good kind of destroyer type of player. Younger, more physical. 20 would be nice. I think like Ugarte. Is he the best thing ever? No. But is Ugarte terrible? No. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Jenny would take Garnacho at Man City all day long. I really like Garnacho. The reason why he's in the cell is apparently he's got attitude problems. Casemiro's awful, says Dot. Mr. Default doesn't understand the Ugarte hate. Yeah, I think like Ugarte is fine. Like is he the best thing ever? No, but he's perfectly solid. I think he's perfectly fine. Bode says Ugarte beats Casemiro by miles, and that's in a foot race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 says Ugate's got no tech and he's a liability on the ball. I hear you. On the ball, he's perhaps not as good, but I think physically he's quite good. Mr. Defoe loved Garnacho so much, but it's time to move on. It's time to say goodbye. He'd cook in another league. So Casemiro, it looks like he's firmly in the cell. Let's move these players up at the bottom there. Darwin Nunes regen says I think they should all retire. That would be pretty good. So how many we got left? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Okay. Okay, who's next here? Anthony. What people saying with Anthony? Would you sell me? Would you keep me? Would you loan me? That is the question. So let's maybe talk about Anthony. Hasn't had the best time at Man United, but on loan he looked alright. So his loan. Thank you, Ethan. His loan makes this a bit more complicated. Let's see what people are saying. Bold is saying sell for Anthony. Mr. Default says 95 million. Anthony was 95. What the hell is happening with these prices? Casemiro 70. Was Anthony not? I thought Anthony was like 80. I mean, I guess 80 something is not much better, but even then, it's wild, man. Ethan says, do you think we should keep Nunes? Nope. I think we should sell. If he plays one more game, you're gonna have to pay another 10 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 says keep Anthony. Bold would sell him, to Betis. Fish would loan him. Mr. Default says your takes are the worst thing ever. To 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bold would sell for 35 million or something. Amorim needs to use Anthony as a wing back instead of Dogu. Would that as in on the left hand side then? Anthony and Ahmad, when they played at wing back, won us games for Amorim. Fish is in Tesco buying these nuts. You seem to be buying nuts from Tesco every week, Fish. It's but thank you for telling me. Fatty says more like 19. Bit of disagreement. Okay, what do I think? Has Anthony played under Amorim? I think I think he has played as wing back. Someone was saying. That guy Oliver says hi. How are you, that guy Oliver? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope Oliver is good. The only thing, the only thing that's throwing a spanner in the works with respect to Anthony is the loan at Betis, but I think probably sell. That guy Oliver says, "What do you think of yesterday's game? Which game specifically? Is this the Man United Leeds game, or is this the Usyk boxing match? Let me know which one." Because quite a few have come up today. Anthony's more talented than Dogu. Mr. Default says he has, and he played decent for Amorim, right? Okay, but not good enough. Fatty would sell the entire team, start from fresh. Botman, she love Botman. Very nice. He played wing back, and we score more goals with Anthony than with fullbacks. Interesting. He played 6 matches for Amorim or something. I don't want to see Delo and Mazraoui at wing back again. I think we'd probably sell. To be honest, because he isn't that great. Luke Shaw. You'd probably want to keep him, right? Who's going to pay for him? Yeah, we are keeping Ahmad. Ahmad's over there. Ahmad's staying. Luke Shaw, I think Luke Shaw's okay. But are you even gonna get much money for him, if you know what I mean? Because he's probably the wrong side of 30 now, Luke Shaw. And I don't think the injuries help. But Luke Shaw's a tough one. Let's make him a bit bigger. So this is Luke Shaw after he's eaten dinner. What are people saying about Luke Shaw? Mr. Default says, when Luke Shaw is fit, he's the best left back in the world, but he's never fit. I hear you. So the concern is more of a fitness concern. Do you think Chelsea can win the league? Asks Jenny. 100%. I think they can. I still put Liverpool as favourites, but I think Chelsea can. Shaw cost us Europa League. Bold says, no, like 1 penny for him. Just get him out. Netta says, did you see that Celtic beat Newcastle 4-0 yesterday? I did. That's a bit of a shocker. Again, I appreciate it's a pre-season. But even then, I'm like, come on, 4-0. It's not what I expected. I haven't seen any of the goals back, but yeah, it's a bit of a surprise, that one. Luke Shaw isn't good. I like how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and Mr. Default and Bold kind of have complete opposite viewpoints. Luke Shaw should be gone, said Killian. RG255 from Grantham says H. Hello, how you doing? Onana was at 4. Durwood says sell Shaw. I would sell. I'm leaning towards sell. Like part of me is kind of thinking like what good money would you get for him? But maybe you're saying, maybe it's similar to how we were saying before, in the sense that you just want a clean break and get rid of the old, get rid of the injury prone, get in kind of whatever money you can and just move on. I think from that perspective it makes sense. Jay Huss says, I genuinely think United will finish top 20. I think top 20 might be tough. That is sarcasm before somebody says top 20 will be tough. Show's too slow. Where do you think United are placing this season? Probably like 8th or 9th or something. Jenny says, you're telling me Luke Shaw's the best left back in the world? Are you having a laugh? You're telling me he's better than Ashley? I think they may in present day, I think they may in present day. Fatih would keep him for the experience. Mr. Default selling him. Sell, move on. Oh, that's a fair point. Get him off the wage books. Okay, I think sell is fair. Next is Ugarte. I think Ugarte is fine. He's fine. He's fine. You know, like he's not the best thing ever, but most people are not the best thing ever. Dude, we disagree on every player. I think he's fine. He's not. I think given this, and I appreciate some of the people disagree with some of the sales, but equally, a lot of players are being sold. Ugarte to me doesn't seem like a priority to sell. I think he can still contribute. I think physically he's okay. He's not the best on the ball, but I think physically he's quite good. He's got a lot of energy. He's a good tackler. To me, you might as well keep him. He's fine. He's fine. He is fine. Bold is saying keep Ugarte. He's solid. Mr. Default would also keep. It's funny how you guys always have completely the opposite opinion. If Mr. Default says keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, will say sell. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 says sell, Mr. Default will say keep. It's funny every single player you guys have said the complete opposite. I'm hoping to find one player that you agree on. But it is quite funny if you think about it. Every player you've disagreed on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 said he's worse than Fred. We can't play him and Casemiro. Fish said the Sal knock off Torreira. Netta says even in present day Milos Kerkez is better than Shaw. I'm excited about Milos Kerkez, I can't lie. I've been watching some of the training videos. He looks very good. I appreciate they're just training videos and we can't read too much into training videos, but I'm excited. Garte is solid. Yeah, Garte more of a kind of destroyer type of player. Connor says when you have to sell that many players, you might as well disband your team. Yeah, we've got more in sell than we have in keep at the moment. That's a bit concerning. Yeah, I think Ugante's new. He's got energy. He's a good tackler. And I think also when that many players are in sell, you got to keep someone. 1234 says Fred got hate, but it's more technical than Garte ever would be. Abras YouTube says Hato or Udogi. Honestly, probably Udogi. Of what I've seen of Jaral Hato, and I appreciate we're linked with him, I haven't been too impressed with him. Just based on what I've seen, probably Udogi. Bode says Euro keep. We're going on to Euro now. This guy. Oh shit. Euro, new player. They haven't had him for long. Good, young centre back. I don't see any reason to sell him or loan him. And I think especially when Amarim plays with more centre backs, so you need more centre backs. So I think you might as well keep him around. Yeah, Main Unit 2 doesn't work. I agree with you. Darwin Núñez Regen thinks Udogi should hang up the boots. Hato or Udogi would be good for a new left back. That is true. Both pretty good. Jenny, the Man City fan, says Man United, please do me 2 favours this season and keep the 2 best players in the world, Rasmus Holjund and Andre Onana. That would make Jenny very happy. He's adapting to the Premier League, but he's not a starter for me. Bench him in. Chandal says he can do what he wants. Netta, the new Liverpool kits look amazing. They do look quite good. There was like a leaked picture came out of the home kit, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it when I first saw it. Because I thought the shade of red was a bit weird. But now, like, more pictures have come out of it, and I think it's quite nice now. So there's the home one, which is red. There's the away one, which is kind of cream colored, and there's the third one, which is green. So yeah, they look pretty nice. And there's a goalkeeper kit as well, very simple one, black and white. I think that one looks nice as well. Anthony says, can you not hear the thunder? Yeah, it's storms for the next few days, thunder, rain, that sort of thing. Mr. Default said, I posted a TikTok of Man United next season, and someone said, if we keep Garnacho, we could... No. That top of the league is like so stacked. You got Liverpool there, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, go down a bit, Villa, Newcastle, Brighton. Fernandez is in the sell column, controversial. I've explained it before. You can watch the catch-up maybe later, but I have to. It is a controversial take and I'm sticking with it. But it will be on YouTube later. I wish the Man United got Bakayoko before Leipzig. Yeah, Bakayoko is a good player. Do you think Chelsea could win the league? I definitely think they can. I think they should take Onana up top. It would be funny. It'd cause a bit of chaos up there. Chandal says, don't sell Xerxes. He's better than Hoyland and is a solid injury backup from a Man United fan. Yeah, I think Mr. Default was also saying you would keep him as a backup. Fish says, sell all to extra class if they've got the money. The off-white, yeah, the Ecru kit. Is it Ecru? That's what a lot of people were saying. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Search for Liverpool kit. Why? Nothing comes up. Why was search for Liverpool kit leaked? This thing. This one? It looks alright. It is a bit Man United. I wasn't sure how I felt about the I wasn't sure how I felt about the black. I think what makes it look like Man United as well is the black shorts. Oh, you can't see them. But the black shorts as well. The black shorts are a bit weird. Like, it's okay. Like, I've seen like another picture of it where it looks alright. This is the home kit. As soon as I saw that, I said, that is horrible. That is disgusting. That is so... It's like one of the sports tops that you get from like JD Sports, like that type of thing. But like the shade of red, I thought was completely wrong. But other... yeah, I'm sorry. This is a proper Man United kit. I can't lie. Maybe sometimes in person they look a bit better. It doesn't even look that good on Salah. It doesn't even look that good on Salah. The this is one of those kits though. I think in pictures it doesn't look great, but I think if you were to wear it, I think it will look okay once you wear it, kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping. See, this looks nice. This shade of red, like a proper like a proper like saturated like deep red. That looks nice. That's the same kit they were showing earlier. Actually no, it's not. This is different because the color is different. This actually looks better. This actually looks better than the proper kit that's coming out. Because look, the color, see the color's not like fully white. Oh, you can't see it. See how the color's not like fully white. I think this looks really nice, but the official one, that looks awful. See how the color is like fully white on the official one? I don't think that looks as good. I think this fake, the color looks kind of pink. Whereas I think that is a masterpiece, but unfortunately that's not coming out. But there was like another picture of the home kit where it looked a lot better. I think there it looks better. It's a darker red. As Zaim is saying, I'll be buying the new home kit for sure. Yeah, I think if it looks like that with like a darker red, I think that looks quite nice. Ironically, everyone's saying it looks like a Man United kit, and it's right next to some Man United shorts. What are the chances? What are the chances? But yeah, Callum was saying, rate Shrewsbury's. They'll be on the Shrewsbury website. Okay, go on then. This is a nice distraction from... I think Callum might be a Shrewsbury fan. Where am I looking, Callum? Official kit. This one? Shropshire Homes. Looks alright. It's quite a classic design, but I think that's quite good. Yeah, it's not overly complicated, which I like. I like it when they're a bit more. I definitely, if I was a Shrewsbury fan, I'd be going for this one though. I can't lie. This is my favorite one. Simple. It's got a bit of color with the badge, but it's like simple. You know what I mean? I've got like the Liverpool goalkeeper kit. Looks quite similar to that. I mean, even this. Oh, this one's not loading. I mean, even I can't say I wear much pink, but I think that's all right. Yeah, that's decent. And your home goalkeeper kit is green. Yeah, I think of all the Shrewsbury kits, to confirm, I like that one the best. 100%. 100% like that one the best. KO Day, how you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. Callum says that one, yeah, it's a remake of the retro. Pink one was designed by a young fan. I mean, the young fan did a pretty good job. I mean, that's better. It's better than like some Premier League kit. It's simple. Like I don't mind simple. If anything, I prefer simple because it looks makes it look a bit more professional. Anthony lives next to Shrewsbury. Nice. You might be seeing some of these kits very soon. Then, very soon you might be seeing some of these kits. We're almost done. We're almost at the end. Why's my watch going off? It's just my phone. Nothing important. Jenny says, can you speak about what you reckon about Snoop Dogg putting shares in Swansea? Don't know. That's the professional answer. Is he a Swansea fan? What's his reasoning for buying shares in Swansea? Is there a reason for that? I mean, if he supports Swansea, good for him. Thoughts on Liverpool winning 5-0 hat-trick today, says Ethan. Yeah, good win. Again, it's pre-season, not reading too much into it. But I hope to put the highlights on YouTube because they're not showing the game. What the hell is that badge, says Mr. Defoe? Yeah. Is that on the white Liverpool kit? I didn't really like the badge either, to be honest. What do you think about signing Mbeumo? Mbeumo was a good player. It shows a change in transfer strategy that instead of just going for big names like Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Rafael Varane, Casemiro, they're buying and it's a good thing for them. They're buying kind of more hungry younger players who want to take the step up. So I think it's a good signing. Speaking of, there's 2 left. So we're just about hitting the 2-hour mark. Jadon Sancho. Apparently Juventus are buying him for 15 million. Apparently. Oh, is he 28? I didn't know he was 28. I thought he was a lot younger than that. But even then, you could say he hasn't really played at the top level yet. So even though he's 28, he's gonna mentally be taking that step up. So it was probably a good deal. But yeah, Sancho, apparently Juventus won him for 15 million. I think that's a bit... I'm seeing like all crazy ages, man. Apparently Mbeumo's 28. Mr. Default says he's 25. 1234 says he's 28 next year. Sudai says he's 25. 1234 saying he's 26, 27. So right. So for this one player, we've had 25, we've had 26, we've had 27, we've had 28. How are there 4 different ages? Like, what the hell's going on? Mr. Default says he's 25, so he's 25. And Sudais also says he's 25. Like, how did we get 4 different ages? Oh, God. What's going on? Yeah, okay, 25. 25. NUFC also says he's 25. There's a bit more. I'm hearing a lot more 25s. 25. He's 26 in August, but yeah, 25. Chris is 25. Where did 28 come from? Oh, God. Yeah, 25. Okay, fair enough. Speaking of 25, here's number 25. Is Sancho number 25? I think he might be number 25. Sancho you'd probably want to sell. Probably sell and move on, I guess. Sell and move on. Apparently Juventus are offering 15 million. That feels like a bit of a kind of slap in the face. But I would hope that you could get a bit more for him than 15 million. But I think generally speaking, sell and move on. Jenny says that Isak is open to a move to the Saudi League, with Al Hilal reportedly in the mix to sign him from Newcastle. Interesting. If he is then loaned back to Newcastle, then that's not interesting. Then that's not good. But if it's a move and then he goes and earns lots of money, good for him, I guess. Jenny says Brentford forward YNWA reportedly wants to leave the club despite the Bees being willing to open talks over a new contract. Yeah. He'll probably go to Man United or somebody. Yeah, thank you, Netta. And Netta's also searched it. He's 25. Bode says keep... Wow, so Mr. Default and Bode are disagreeing. That's the first time for that. Sancho was good at Chelsea. His wages too high. Thomas says hi again. Hi, Thomas. I'm still here. I've been... But yeah. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. We'll probably be wrapping up soon as we're on the last player. Keep Sancho is right about Ten Hag. Did my rage bait work? Right, so Mr. Default rage baited purely to try and agree with 1, 2, 3, 4, and it still didn't work. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Kira Fitness and Dan said hi. How you doing, Kira? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. CL NUFC said, why would Al Hilal buy him? The people who own Al Hilal own Newcastle. So do you reckon they're going to do a bit of dodgy business? Are they going to buy him and then loan him back to Newcastle? Potentially a bit of dodgy goings on there. Mr. Default was joking. Was just trying to agree with 1, 2, 3, 4. Says damn. Keep Xerxes. Sancho more technical. Kira says hi. Jenny says so glad Sunny's not here. Made my day happy today. Yeah, did you block Sunny, Jenny? Can you block people on YouTube? I'm not sure if you can. You were saying the other day that you blocked Sunny. But yeah, I'm glad you had a nice day. If I had to keep one, you keep Sancho over Garnacho. Interesting. CL says, I reckon Isak will stay. Most likely. Most likely. United 15, Sancho we should keep. Isak is open to a move to Liverpool, but he doesn't want to inform on it. Yeah. That whole situation's getting a bit weird. I can't lie. There's nobody in the loan column. Mainu I'd probably keep as well. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know you could do that. I knew you could do that on Twitch. I didn't know you could do that on YouTube. You say, yo, can you mute? I won't lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. His or her takes are quite interesting because they're the opposite, and that's fine. That's okay. But it is quite interesting how people can have different opinions, and I guess that's what makes this interesting. If everyone had the same opinion, but it is quite funny saying, "Can you just mute him?" Kira Fitness and Dance says, why can't Man United go in search of players from the Portuguese league, Argentina league, Brazilian league, and leave all these so-called big names? I hear what you're saying. I think that's perhaps been where they've gone wrong in the past. They've gone for, the big name, Casemiro, big name, Rafael Varane, big name, Jadon Sancho, big name. It seems like they're rectifying it on their side to a certain degree. So Mbuemo's not a big name. Cunha isn't really a big name. So I think they are rectifying it to a certain degree. But you're right. I think they can perhaps take it to another level and look in the lower leagues. And I think that's also something Liverpool also need to get better at. Look in the lower leagues and get players straight from the source. So I think it's something a lot of teams need to get better at. Jenny says, yes, I can block people on my side. I don't see his message. Oh, God. It is quite funny. Aaron says, you want to sell your best player? Nope, nobody is selling Mohamed Salah. Amarim Deadman walking, benching Mainu in a final. Oh, that's another question. Do you think he'll survive the season? Yeah, Diego Leon. That's a good point. Mainu will get him sacked. It's possible. Liverpool, Jenny, the Man City fan, says Liverpool get Isak, it will be game over. Liverpool win the league by 20 points. Yeah, I think pretty much. We do. I do think we have a bit of a weakness at the back because we haven't replaced Kwanzaa yet. But presuming we get a defender in, I think we will make it tough for everyone. But yeah, Mainu I've put in keep. He's a youth team player. He's English. If there's kind of concerns on him running down his contract, because I've heard some rumors. That he doesn't want to sign a contract. If he doesn't sign a contract, maybe you want to think about selling him. But I'd probably put him in keep. Idiot Speak says, why would you keep Mad? Purely because no one's gonna buy him. Because I think they bought him for like 50 million, and what could you get for a 50 million pound injury prone player? Like realistically, like if you put Mason Mount on the market, would you get more than 10-15 million for him? So I think with that in mind, it's probably worth just keeping him around. South America play different. African play like Europa. That's why we can't win. I hear you. Flixie YouTube says, sell every Man United player. You walk alone. There was a temptation, I can't lie. There was a There was a proper temptation to do this, and when I was when I was making the boxes, I was thinking yesterday, do I need to make the Sal box a bit bigger? But Mr. Default is happy with it. Mr. Default says, "There you go, perfection." Yeah, there was a temptation. I can't lie. Harry Ass is coming to Preston on loan, says Joe. Newcastle refused £130 million offer for Isak, says Netta. Apparently they want 150 for him, which is ludicrous, which is absolutely ludicrous. Would you do a live on Premier League team of all time? Oh, I would love to, Jenny, but this has been controversial enough. But I might, maybe. I'm already getting enough flack for wanting to sell Bruno Fernandes. Can you imagine the flack I'd get if I didn't put somebody in? If I didn't put somebody, I might have to, you know. I'm toying with the idea, but it's a good suggestion by Jenny. I'm just gonna get aggro during the whole thing. It would be hard to do it by staying unbiased because I'd put a lot of Liverpool players in it. Maybe we might have to. Jenny says, "Would you take Mark Gahey at Liverpool?" I would. I don't think he's better than Konate. So if he was to replace Konate, we would be weakening. I'd get him as a third choice to replace Kwanzaa. Mr. Default said it's perfect once we do that. It's perfect. It's perfection. One, two, three, four says Man United ruined so many talented players. Hopefully, don't do the same to Mbeumo and Cunha. I hear you. Idiot Speaks says, I feel really bad for saying that, but it is your username. Says, give me 1 second. I think Amorim is not an ideal man. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I really wanted him at Liverpool last year. On reflection, I'm kind of glad we didn't get him, but I think his personality is really good, and I'm sure as a man manager he's really good. But the tactics are weird. Like I feel like if Liverpool were playing this formation with like 5 at the back, 2 in midfield, it probably wouldn't work for us. Mr. Default says only Salah gets into the all-time 11. I think that's why I'd find it difficult to do an all-time 11, because I feel like I'd find it hard to cover my bias and not put multiple Liverpool players in there. And it's also like, what would you base the all-time 11 on? It's like, would you do it based on achievements, or would you do it based on here's just 11 random players, and I feel like if I put these 11 random players in a team, they could be any other Premier League team. You know what I mean? That's how I'd favor my thought process for the all-time 11. Like, here's 11 guys, and I feel like if you put these 11 guys up against another bunch of 11 guys, these 11 guys would win. That's how I would do it. But again, I'd find it hard to be unbiased. I feel like I'm relatively unbiased in this, but in the latter, I'd find it hard to be unbiased. If you sold every single player in United squad, Man United would have to quit football. It's the rules. It's the rules. It is the rules. So maybe we should move everyone down. We'll watch everyone turn on Cunha. I hope not. I think Cunha is a good player. CL says, would you want Isak to go to Liverpool? I would want him, yeah. I would want him, but equally equally, I understand that he's Newcastle's. Like, I'm not throwing a fit over it or throwing a tantrum over it. Equally, he is Newcastle's player. Newcastle took the risk on him from Sociedad. If the tables were turned, I'd be very annoyed. Like, who's this other club trying to take our player? You know what I mean? So I understand it from Newcastle's perspective. I do want him. If we don't get him, I'm still happy with Wirtz. Jury's out on Ekitike, but I'm still going into this season quite happy. Idiot Speaks says, I think someone like Conte or Gasperini is a good choice. I only think keeping Amorim would make things worse. Not because Amorim is bad. Why has it starred that out? It's some Twitch thing that starred that out. I don't know why. It's not a bad word. Man United is not a place for young managers. Yeah, I feel like you need to be like headstrong to a certain degree and be a bit stubborn to kind of succeed there. Lilygut38 said, hi, how you doing? Hope you had a nice weekend. We've been here for 2 hours, so we're a bit tired, but I hope you're good. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember LFC Dino. Yeah. So, I was the LFC Dino guy. If you don't remember me, I was on your Liverpool. Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, LFC Dino. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's why like an all-time Premier League 11 is so difficult. I can already think of players I'd put in. I'd probably put Rio in there, but I wouldn't put Vidic. But that's why this is so difficult. Idiot Speaks says Salah will not go into 11 because the right wing is always messy. Thankfully, this was just a Premier League best 11. Yeah, if it was an all-time 11, it would be even harder. I mean, in some ways, I feel like an all-time 11 is easier because then, like, I definitely put Messi in over Salah. To a certain degree, it's easier, and a certain degree, you open up more kind of worms. Cunha's good, but one season, same with Mbeumo, not 100% guaranteed. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Mr. Devo says, can't wait to be U71 next season. Let's see what happens, I guess. Has Wirtz played for you yet? No. Well, yes and no. Today was his first game, but it was a game behind closed doors. So there's Liverpool versus Stoke today. Liverpool won 5-0 and Wirtz was playing the first half, but it's behind closed doors, so no one has seen it. What I'm hoping is they put the highlights on YouTube or something, and then we can say it. So yeah, he has. If you count today's behind closed doors game. Amorim is 40. How is he young? I think 40 is quite young for a manager. Josh says, will United be relegated this season? I would love it, but they will not. Luke Shaw said, no, don't tell me. I mean, since you asked so politely, I'm kind of tempted just to move you because you're polite about it. I don't think anyone's going to pay 150 for Isak, says Nata. He's a good player. Yeah, it's crazy money. I mean, if you think about it, £75 million. £75 million is a lot of money for a striker. 75 million, and that's doubled. That's double £75 million. Musi Rafi says hi, hope you're all. If Man United were broke and don't have anyone on their squad, they should sign some Sunday League players. Yeah, I mean, at least they'll try a bit harder. To be fair, at least they'll kind of try a bit harder. You know, put a bit of effort in. United want Jackson from Chelsea. I mean, if they get Jackson from Chelsea, I take everything away about their transfer strategy being good. That is insane. And Mbeumo, I understand. Jackson, I don't understand. For me, like, I appreciate Man United had a terrible season last year, but in terms of kind of size of the club, Man United and Chelsea, they're both traditionally kind of top clubs. And I think if a player's not good enough for Chelsea, he's not good enough for Man United. Yeah, I'd be tempted to do that. And again, like my kind of barometer for an all-time 11 is I put these 11 guys on the pitch and they have a match tomorrow or next week and they can beat any other 11. Idiot Speaks says, and again, that's your username, it's not me being rude, says, why would no top clubs look for Gasperini? Many big clubs want a young manager. I genuinely think that guy is a genius. I mean, maybe there's a parallel there to recruitment in real life. So a lot of kind of companies, when they're hiring, they'll say they don't discriminate based on age, but most do discriminate based on age. Like, you'll very rarely see a 60-year-old get accepted for like a graduate scheme, because the younger they are, the easier they are to mold and perhaps not manipulate, but the more they'll do, because typically the younger people, they go further to kind of prove themselves, whereas with the older people, they're a bit more kind of set in life and you can't really get them to, you know, work late. You know what I mean? It's easier to mold a younger person. What number is Wirtz? Wirtz doesn't have a official number yet. He's wearing number, I think, 58 for pre-season, but there was a news story on Liverpool's website that 58, Wirtz, 57, Kirkes. Basically, for the new players, they've assigned temporary numbers. What I think will happen is that Diaz will get sold and Wirtz will get the number 7 shirt. That's what I think will officially happen. Salah keep Amorim? I mean, that's a really good question. Given he's only had part of a season, I'd probably keep him around. Really, Jamal? Nicholas Jackson? Under the Floodlights says, is that Morgan Rogers? That one. Morgan Rogers in talk with Chelsea. That front three, Palmer, João Pedro, Rogers is scary. Yeah, I mean, even then, even if Palmer's playing in the number 10 position, you got, say, Neto up there. They're a dangerous team. LFC Dino, I remembered, says, is the game against Stoke a proper game, like official? No. It's like if you look at the pre-season schedule on the Liverpool website, it's not on there. News just kind of leaked out today that they're doing a behind closed doors friendly. Funny thing is, right, the news only leaked out once Liverpool went 4-0 up. So I'm starting to think if Liverpool were not 4-0 up, then the news probably wouldn't have leaked out. But yeah, it's just being honest. But it's not an official game. It's behind closed doors, and I hope they show it on YouTube. Yeah, same with apprenticeships. Once you get past 30, hard to get an apprenticeship. Yeah, there's probably similar kind of parallels there, I think. Yeah, there's no title charge. Top 8 charge, possibly. Why would Man United sell Anthony? He had a really good season with Betis and he never complained. Like, yeah, Anthony, I was torn with because I wasn't sure that he'd really been given a chance with Amorim, but I think some of the guys mentioned that he had. where am I? And he never complained like Sancho or Rashford. Young player and workhorse. Don't say to me this is Premier League, Superior League, blah blah blah. And Man United are not toppers either. Yeah, I mean Anthony, I was torn on. To be fair, I was kind of convinced by what everyone thought on that one. Rashford in Barcelona. What do you think? It's weird. It's a strange deal. They're paying his wages, but there's an option to buy. Let's see how he does. Nico Jackson was a bench player for Gerard Moreno in Villarreal. Chelsea played Villarreal for the fee. That is undeserved. Chelsea fans hyped Jackson seeing his build-up play and they want him out. Yeah. I can't say I'm particularly convinced by Jackson. LFC posted the game highlights. Have they? Have they really? It's important information. I'm going to have a look. Obviously, I can't show it here, but I'm not going to watch it, but I'm just curious. Oh, 1 second. There's a review show that they've posted. No. That's of the Preston game. Have they? Is that on the All Red membership? Because I can't see it. Perhaps I'm looking. Perhaps I'm looking in the wrong place. Noah says, "Who do you think captain should be?" Does anybody really kind of stand out as a leader in that? Who stands out as a leader? Looking at that, like nobody really stands out. I'd maybe be tempted to say Luke Shaw, but if he's not there, nobody really stands out as a leader. You'd probably have to, if Fernandez stays, you'd probably have to keep him around. Netta says we're still trying to find a place for Luis Diaz to go to the two top teams. He can go to Bayern Munich and Al Hilal. Yeah, I think he'll be off. Either way. And apparently for a fair amount of money. I think Liverpool should sign Nico Williams on loan. Is this from Bilbao? I think unfortunately with that, he has recently signed a new contract with Bilbao. So unfortunately, I don't think he'll be on the move. But as a suggestion, I think it's a decent suggestion. Yeah, with Mason Mount, we were kind of saying, you've paid 50 million for him. No one's gonna give you more than 10. You might as well just keep him around, because 10 million doesn't really move the needle. Logan says Bruno should always be captain. You got a notification from the Liverpool website. Okay, I'll have to check that out later. I'll have a look. Hopefully it's on there later. Why didn't Man United go for Ekitike? Apparently he really wanted to go to Liverpool. Again, like from an Ekitike perspective, I'm not particularly convinced myself, but I'm ready to be proven wrong. Yeah, see, this is the thing. You're saying sell him to who? Who could you? Who wants to buy a injury-prone player on 350 grand a week? Not even Saudi. Not even Saudi's gonna take him. Nobody's gonna take him. That's the problem. Oh, not the Spanish one. The guy from. Oh, right. You mean he used to play for us? He used to play for us back in the day. Nico Williams. I don't know if there's a buyback. I don't know if there's a buyback clause on his contract. But yeah, he used to play for us. Idiot Speaks says, I think Man United has hit rock bottom at this time. Players are looking to the club as a stepping stone or a money machine. I'm a Barcelona fan, and if you have a situation of the club like Man United, you should take a look at the academy. Quality will drop, but at least there are some players young and passionate. Yeah, I hear you. So you're kind of suggesting they do like a full kind of rebuild, from scratch kind of thing. And naturally kind of quality drops, but it allows you to kind of clear out the squad. It allows you to get the kind of wage budget down. It allows you to change the kind of ethos of the team. So I hear you. Billy would keep Martinez and Xerxes. Tell Mount to find a new club. I think it's very difficult for Mason Mount. I think given his age, given his injury record, it's the three elements, right? It's the age, it's the injury record, and it's the wages. I think all three of those attributes are kind of not in his favor. Like if it was the age and the injury record, but he had low wages, then maybe. But unfortunately, I think they've bought a dud. It just kind of happens. We paid 58.5 million for Mount, 55 million and 3.5 for reaching the final. Yeah. What kind of wages is he on? Is it like 300 grand, something like that? It's tough for him to find a new club. Jamal is a former football coach and still active in the game. Delict was a mistake. Possibly, yeah. From what perspective? From like a from the perspective of how much money that was spent on him, or do you think from the perspective of the wages that he commands, or do you mean just generally from the perspective of you just don't think he's good enough? Leon says United fans always think they'll finish top 4, but they always flop. Pretty much, it does seem to be a repeating pattern at this point. Mr. Default says not always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 says how sure are we Amorim will improve next season? It's tough to say. He might improve, he might not. But I think equally he hasn't really been given a fair crack at the whip yet, being brought in partway through the season. I think he'll improve a little bit. I don't know if he'll make them title contenders, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Netta says Newcastle came out of the race for Ekitike. As he stated, he doesn't want any other club. Yeah, he had his heart set on Liverpool. Not totally overhaul. For instance, keeping players like Garnacho, Amad Diallo, Euro. I would keep Anthony, etc. So like a partial overhaul. Keep the young players around. Add academy players around it. I hear. Yeah, the Mount signing was a weird one. That's the thing that I find so bizarre. Signing other elite clubs' cast-offs. And it's a similar sort of thing that Arsenal are doing. Like for me, if a player's not good enough for Chelsea, like Maguire, then he's not good enough for Arsenal. He's not good enough for Man United. I think what I'd at least say is Man United are not the worst offenders of this. It's Arsenal. Like, Madueke is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Gabriel Jesus is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Kai Havertz is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Zinchenko is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Jorginho is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Sterling is not good enough, Arsenal will take him. Arsenal are absolutely terrible at this. Jenny says, do you think Daniel Dubois quit last night? Because I do. Quite a few people have said that. I'll need to go back and watch it. To me, it looked like he just got knocked out, and even when he got back up on his feet, his eyes, like his legs didn't look steady. And if you see the knockout, like his eyes rolled back in his head, I think he just got properly knocked out. He was getting outclassed, which is unfortunate for him. Like, he was pushing the pace. He was trying to be aggressive, but when he kept pushing the pace and when he kept being aggressive, he just kept getting countered. So I don't think he mentally quit, but I'll need to go back to watch it. 250 a week is crazy. Jenny said there Mason Mount earns 250, 13 million quid to just sit around. Vexku, is that like a fusion? Who's a fusion between Goku and who? Who's Vex? As in Vegeta? Well, what's the X about? Or is it like a three-way fusion? Vexku? I'm trying to figure it out. What do you think Holjund's problem is? I just don't think he's very good. as kind of simplistic as that is, he's not particularly strong. He's not particularly fast. Not particularly good finisher. When they bought him from Atlanta, it did feel a bit strange. I just don't think he's got the quality. Zaim, what's Mainu's best for position? I guess he can only really play in that pocket of two centre midfielders, really. As a United fan, at least Arsenal are cooking and have a structure that could win the league. Yeah, I think structurally, they are better than some teams. And loaning out Rashford is a mistake. They should have terminated him. Because I know Barcelona. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Barcelona are gonna buy him, because when I saw the news about the loan, I then wanted to see, is there an obligation to buy, or is there an obligation to buy, or is there like a option to buy? And apparently there's no obligation. It's just an option to buy. So I don't think they're gonna buy him, to be fair. Arsenal could win the league with Gyökeres. I don't think so. I think Liverpool are a bit too far ahead, and I think Chelsea are bridging that gap, and I think City are gonna bridge that gap. I think Arsenal's big chances this year. This is the year that it should have fallen into place, but it didn't. Vexku was something I made up. I was thinking this was like a three-way fusion between Vegeta, somebody with an X, and then Goku. But I was thinking, who's the X? It was just confusing. But yeah, you made it up. Fair enough. Pacquiao daylight robbery. Who was judges? Probably was Stevie Wonder. Whitey says, edits, who do you think is our worst player? What, as in Liverpool's worst player? Probably Nunes. Controversial. Idiot speaks. See, you call idiot speaks, but you come up with some good points. We'll say clever person speaks. Says Holjund has one good season in Atlanta, and he did not play extraordinary for the Gasparini side. He's just okay at best. Yeah, I think Atalanta did scam them, to be fair. Jamal, who earlier, what was the phrase you came up with? Let me see if I can find it. Or has it gone now? I think it's gone. But you had a good phrase for this. Signing other clubs at elite cast-offs. Arteta and Arsenal spent 68 plus 50 plus 5 on Havertz, Madueke and Kepa, who finished 12th in 2023. Shocking. It is crazy. Like, they've got money, but I'm not sure they spend it in the right places. Terminate his contract is a bad idea. I think especially because you'd have to pay him to terminate it. So you'd have to pay him to lose him. I don't think Harvey Elliott's out. I think Harvey Elliott's quite good. I reckon we'll get a good amount of money for Harvey Elliott. You are right. Jamal is right. Again, Amarim needs to switch to 4-2-3-1 and stop this three at the back nonsense. I think part of my concerns, at the very least, with the three at the back nonsense is it means he's only got two midfielders. And in the Premier League, most teams have three midfielders, so you keep on losing that midfield battle. And additionally, some teams play like inverted centre back, so instead of three midfielders, they've got four. And it's like, how can two men compete against four? But yeah, if you kind of switch to a more kind of traditional formation, I think they've got good enough players to not finish 16th. Do you think Phil Foden will be back? Maybe. Like I don't know what his problem was this season, if you know what I mean, and if that problem has now gone away. Guess we will find out. Netta says Real Madrid reportedly planning to sign Konate and a free. Yeah, apparently. More of that nonsense. Ten Hag signed Holjund because it sounds like Haaland. Yeah, he got Holjund from Aldi. RIP Jota says YTZ edits. Yeah, I think I might have to get a Jota shirt. It just started raining like crazy. I'm just going to close the window. Give me 1 second. Soz. If Ten Hag didn't bench Ronaldo and made him left, if we put that to the side, he was good. Good manager. I mean, let's see how he does at Leverkusen. Obviously, he was good at Ajax. If he's good at Leverkusen as well, then I think he can safely say he's a good manager. They'll get top 6. I don't think so. Who's the they? Depends who the they is. Idiot Speaks says, I noticed Premier League fans overhype one season wonder young players who play in foreign league like Ndomile, etc. rather than seasoned performers in other leagues like Berardi. I don't know if that's a Premier League thing specifically. I think it's a football team. People tend to get overexcited about young players and overhype them. 7 days. Can Pep be better next season? I think so, especially with Rodri back. Rodri is the key. Jenny is saying, "Oh my God, man, we just had one bad season, man." So 7 days was saying, "Do you think Pep can be better?" And Jenny saying, "Oh my God, man, we just had one bad season. Leave us alone." Idiot Speak says that Andre Onana's not bad. It's the club atmosphere and noise from outside. Before coming to United, had a Neuer-esque season, maybe, but then a lot of players look good before coming to United, and I feel like we can't use that as the yardstick. For me, the yardstick is how you performed at the current team that you're on, because at the current team that you're at, that determines your value, and that kind of determines your worth. Like Darwin Núñez was amazing at Benfica, but what more people kind of focus on is how he's doing at Liverpool. A lot of players were good 2 teams ago. Like Anthony was great at Ajax. Mason Mount was great at Chelsea. But I think it's the way the world works, kind of more people focus on how you did at your latest club. Yeah, not a good start for him there. Was it the under-20s? Was it the under-20s as well? Not like the seniors. It's like, what more can you do? Where do you think United will finish? Probably like 8th. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. Part of the reason is, if you look at kind of the Premier League, I think Liverpool miles ahead. I think Man City miles ahead. Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, Brighton, It's going to be tough. Yeah, Onana's had a lot of time to improve. I just think it hasn't worked out. Jenny says Darwin Núñez, Robert Sanchez, Onana, Holjund, the worst we've ever seen in the Premier League. Yeah, especially in recent times. Neither Delap or Gyökeres are good enough. These are signings Blackburn would make in 2009. Yeah, I think Gyökeres, especially, I feel like Portuguese league is inflating his value to a certain degree. I'm not convinced he's actually all that great. Apparently, Wirtz was operating as the number 10. Says here, Wirtz was operating as the number 10 behind the front three of Salah, Núñez and Rio. They need to show this game, man. What they're doing? We won 5-0 against Stoke with Wirtz operating as a number 10. Which is interesting. So some people were saying he was going to play on the wing. Some people were saying that he's going to be a striker, but he is playing in his correct position. They need to show that game. Nata says, remember the clip where Pep tried to fight a Liverpool fan? Yeah. It's like, it's not worth it to Pep, because if Pep hits him, Pep's going to get sued. Pep's going to have to pay out. That was Pep's fault all day long. Well, at least you're being unbiased there, Jenny. Dara says Alisson's better than Courtois. I am worried, Harry. I am a bit worried about Ekitike. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but based on what I've seen of him, I haven't been particularly convinced. So Bosley was apparently playing right back in today's friendly. Oh. That makes it all the more interesting. Yeah, they're showing us pictures. What use are pictures? We don't want to see pictures. We want to see the actual match. I mean, this is very nice and all. And again, show me the match. I think we'll come top 10, need a midfielder, goalkeeper, striker. Is that for Man United? I think that's possible. Who another player United looked like Eddie Murphy? I don't know. You have to tell me. A striker that looks like Eddie Murphy. I can barely remember what Eddie Murphy looks like. Anthony's situation and Núñez is different. Anthony and Núñez come from clubs which is outside the top 5 league. But Onana came from Inter to European final and he signs to an inferior team. He signs to an inferior team, Man United, and he flops. Who would have thought that? And goalkeeper is the position which is obviously tough. Yeah, I hear you. So I disagree. It's always one more season for Núñez. We've given the guy 3 years, man. We've given the guy 3 years. It hasn't worked. He's never going to be a top striker. We can thank him for what he's done, but equally, I think just move on. Cengiz says, go to France. I went to France last year. It's very nice. It's nice-ish. I went to Paris. It was quite good. That's your first bad take, Jamal. But everyone's allowed one bad take in the midst of 10 good takes. Nata says that Ekitike is a top-level striker playing in a top league, and we wouldn't sign him if he didn't work on the slot, and we're signing him. I hope so. I hope so. I hope I'm proven wrong. Darwin Núñez, because he scored 3, don't tell me he's back. He's a bad Andy Carroll. I mean, I'd rather have Andy Carroll over Núñez. User says the signings Liverpool have made, I believe the priority is actually in the Champions League. Do you reckon? I won't lie, I miss getting to like the later stages of the Champions League. Champions League nights, were always anxious, but that's what made them all the more interesting. Yeah, people saying we've signed Thierry Henry version 2.0. It's like, no, we haven't. We need a European Cup to heal the hurt of 2022. Liverpool are not winning the Champions League. I don't think it's that ridiculous a leap, surely. I don't think it's that ridiculous a leap. Cool. Anyway, that's me done for today. Almost here for 3 hours. But that is life. Don't know when I'll be back. There's the Liverpool game. When's the next Liverpool game? It's next week, isn't it? Next Saturday. That's like a week. That's like a week away. Maybe try do something midweek. I don't know what. There's this top. I don't think I'll do the top Premier League all 11. It's because it's gonna be even more controversial. Mateta would be a smart sign. I think Mateta's a good player. Firmino and Nunes is not the same signing. It's a wrong signing and wrong profile of player. In reality, of Nunes is playing for Almeria second division back in the day. Came to Benfica, had 1.5 good season, and he signed to Liverpool. Yeah, well, the Nunes transfer is kind of when Liverpool abandoned their kind of data-led approach, because basically Klopp said that he wanted him, but now kind of the data-based approach is back, which has led to Ekitike. So I'm hoping he works out. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'll probably be back midweek, and if I am, if you're on TikTok, I'll try put it on my story or something. And if you're on YouTube, you'll see it on the schedule. But yeah, I better go now. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care.